What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing a rankings video of all the general managers in MyGM from weakest to strongest, going on the power card you receive from them when you start your MyGM. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel as it helps out a lot. Without any further ado, let's jump right into the list. Starting off the list is Custom GM. The problem with Legend Whisperer is the fact you'll be going in blind after the draft. It's always good to get a legend, especially with the screen here either getting The Rock or Undertaker for free. But one's a specialist and the other is a fighter. Maybe you didn't draft any quality bruisers to go along with that fighter, or the roles maybe don't match up. And then there's always the issue of the legend isn't permanent and will cost you money in 10 weeks time. So those are the reasons I have Custom GM as the first entrant. Next up on the list will be Mick Foley. The Cactus Jack power card has a lot to do with random determining factors. When you play this on a very large roster, you might just get two local talents who go down hurt. And as you can see here, it's either because it was played too early or because SmackDown's roster was too small, the card didn't even work. And if this card doesn't miraculously hit the two best stars targeted on the show, the GM might have to have some injury rehab cards to nullify those results. Coming in at the number 6 spot is Pearce. The add 1 level to every active rivalry is a good ability for sure. I just don't think it stacks up to the rest of the power cards, especially since the addition of the submission match. Because even if you don't have the chance to pay off a rivalry at the PLE, submission match can just end the rivalry just like that. This card might be more powerful in later seasons, but I think you can replace this card with good drafting. At number 5, and the big shocker, Xavier Woods. The thumbnail said it all, right? And you guys are probably saying, Matt, what do you mean he's useless? Well, I had a comment on one of my videos from that Kiwi gamer Punisher NZL, who found a way to almost nullify Xavier Woods' power card. The cheat code is supposed to let you steal a wrestler from another brand, which sounds like it should be number 1 on this list. And honestly it was, until I read and confirmed the comment on my video. If the cheat code is played and you have a chance to release that wrestler because Woods only gets them the next week, but if you do release them, Xavier Woods won't receive the wrestler because they're not on your roster anymore. This was a huge fine and something to consider going forward. However, this isn't a total loss because you are at least forcing a GM to release a talent, but you're not being able to keep it yourself is brutal. I know that's a bit of a controversial take, but a note to keep in mind is that AI probably won't use this defense mechanism. So if you're only playing AI GMs, Xavier Woods will still be a very strong candidate to choose as your general manager. But just again, another thing to keep in mind is if you're playing human players, they can do this release trick to basically nullify your power card. Let's continue with the list. Tyler Breeze pops in the midway point of this list. The reason I have Tyler Breeze's power card so high is because how much stamina plays into the mode this year. This would be in the bottom 3 for last year's version, but my experience playing 2K23, stamina is very important. And the fact that it plays on the entire roster and the wrestler misses no time, absolutely amazing power card. Not getting a gold medal, but rather a bronze medal is Kurt Angle. The Heart of Gold power card doesn't just save you money, but it also doubles the fan earned from charity promos. If you use this card on PLE, you'll gain an additional 40,000 fans for free. This is the only power card involving GMs that affect fan popularity, which I find very strong. 40,000 is huge for Season 1 and could get you an early GM trophy. That's why it's so high on this list. Hey guys, me again. So basically, there's this entry comes with a note again as well. The Heart of Gold card, while being very strong for Season 1, will start to lose some of its value the more seasons you play, thanks to the fan retention multiplier. So if you plan on doing a one and done MyGM, then this will be a very strong card to have. If you plan on playing, let's say 10 seasons, this will get weaker and weaker as you go. So just take a note of that. Now again, back to the list. Also making the podium in second is Sonia DeVille. The power-up card can be a very useful tool for MyGM. There is still some randomness that plays into this card, but you'll have full control over what you're getting. Here in this clip, I got 3 power cards that are worth 140k for free. That is massive. This card can also be used if you're in that tough spot between choosing a power card you really need and putting on a big match because you're low on cash. This card completely removes that problem. Sharing the number 1 spot is Eric Bischoff and Stephanie McMahon. I have these two sharing the top spot because their power cards are very similar. The McMahon presence lets you double your ticket sales for that week, and when you get to bigger venues, that could get you upwards of 300k. Meanwhile, the backstage booking card lets you book all of your show logistics for free. And again, you play this in later seasons and you'll save way more money. Even though I think the McMahon presence will net you slightly more cash, you have to wait a week for that money. But backstage booking allows you to have access to all the money you currently have while not having to worry about logistics at all, which is a huge bonus. So there you have it. That's my take on who the strongest and weakest GMs in WWE 2K23's MyGM are. Do you agree with my list? And if not, who would you have on the number 1 spot? Let me know down in the comments. Stay tuned as I'll have a follow-up video on this, ranking each show's power cards, and we'll see which brand have the most overpowered ones. So look out for that, and as always, thanks for watching.